I don't live in the same world you do. Because you don't know what it's like to stand where I'm standing. Today is a normal day. I will get up, I will have my shower, I will go to work, I will do things, and I will come home and maybe go out to dinner. We have a nice, cosy view of how our life is. We live a hair's breadth away from horror and death and maiming. My name's Jacqui Putnam. I was on the Edgware Road train on the 7th of July 2005. I got onto the platform, and there were pockets of people. There was a group of about 4 people standing by the wall, and one of whom had a rucksack, and it was on the floor. The train came in, and I got on. I sat on the right of the train as it was going forward, and I had a glass partition on my right shoulder. We stopped at Edgware Road. I remember hearing somebody running down the stairs to catch the train. They ran and just jumped on the train in the carriage behind at the last second. And those footsteps haunted me for a long time. Then the train pulled off. And as it gathered speed and began to turn in the dark part of the tunnel, there was a sound like a firework. There was a flash. And in that flash, I saw these tiny, tiny little pellets of glass. They were flying through the air with tremendous force, and they were showering down on my head and on me. As I went forward, I saw this hole in the floor, in this flash of light, with all this moving machinery. And then everything went black, so I couldn't see anything, and I couldn't breathe. All the soot and 150 odd years of grime that had accumulated on the tunnel walls and the rat droppings on the floor and heaven knows what else was in the air, like a soup, like a greasy soup, and I couldn't breathe. And all I could think of was my two daughters, their faces in my mind, just their faces, thinking they're going to wonder if I suffered before I died. And they're going to think about these moments for the rest of their lives. There had been screams. If you hear these screams, you never forget them. They chase you through your days, through your nights. But then the scream stopped. The driver helped me out and down onto the track. And he said, "You must go back along the side of the train. There were people in front of me and people behind me. And we had to keep stopping so people could climb over debris and whatever, I don't know. We stopped again, and the woman in front of me turned and looked into the carriage where the bomb had been. Her face screwed up and she began to cry. I turned and looked, and then I felt my face do the same, and I began to cry. There was nobody alive in that carriage that I saw. The carriage was demolished. It was blackened, and I knew it was a bomb. No, I'll never forget that moment. There are some things that I'll forget, but those things will be with me forever. The man behind me put his arms around me.
It's all right, don't look.
And said, "It's all right, don't look, don't look, don't look, it's all right, it's all right."
Don't look, it's all right.
I would have sunk to the floor probably, but he actually gave me that impetus to turn around and carry on going. That kindness, that moment of kindness. So you come back home, you have your shower, you put your clothes in the bag the police have given you when they came to interview you, and you change and you try to do normal things. The flashbacks began when the immediate shock wore off. You experience them as if you're really there. You can smell the smell. You're in that place. And they can last a split second. But for that split second, you're there. I'm not a suicidal person, but I didn't think I had the strength to experience this day after day after day. I was prepared to accept any help. And when I had the first session with the trauma therapist, I had no idea what PTSD was. And at the end of the session, he said two things. He said, "We know what's wrong with you, and we can fix it." The relief was so immense. I was so frightened. I had no control over what was happening in my brain. I was so afraid of it, and constantly having to relive this horror, that when he said that, I felt like a drowning person, and that he had just reached in and grabbed hold of me and pulled me out of the water. Everything up to 8:52 on the morning of the 7th of July for me is fixed in ice. My life before that happened before it. That's who I was before. And that's the life now is moving away from that and moving on to whatever lies in the future with the people that have become as close as family to me. I've been to 2 weddings and it was wonderful. I'm hoping to go to more. Babies have been born. It's wonderful. Yeah.